Well, good evening, my radio friends. Now, in this video, I'm going to touch on something that, truthfully, I have very little experience with. But after what I've just played with this evening, this is something that I'm certain I will be using much more. To be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised I hadn't used this previously. I've always done it the old-fashioned way, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. This device here, this unit is what the serviceman would have brought into the home to troubleshoot a particular set. And this is from about 1928, so it's late 20s. And this unit is two units in one. The unit to the right is a tube checker, and most all of us are familiar with the tube checker, so I'm not going to touch on that. The unit that I think is very interesting, and what I want to touch on this evening is this video, or this unit right here. This is what's called a set analyzer. And what it does, it allows the serviceman to check voltages all across what's going on in that set for the convenience of just a mere switching of knobs over here. And this is a very simple unit to operate, and it's just a cool piece. And the way these work, say for instance we have this model 40 here, and let's say for instance we suspect this stage here, this is a third RF stage. Let's just play a game here and say we suspect this stage is not operable. What one would do is pull that tube out, plug it into this set analyzer, take this umbilical from the set analyzer, and plug it into the spot you just removed the tube from. And give me just a moment. There we go. So now what I've essentially done is, well, just that. I put the tube over here and plugged the tester into here. And in theory, the set should operate if the set is serviceable. In this case it is. The set should operate even though the tube is sitting over here. And lo and behold, look at there. The set is playing even though we've got the tester plugged into the tube socket. So the signal and everything from the set's going to the tube and then back to the set. This set is essentially, or this test set is essentially placed between the set and the tube. And what the marvel of it is watch what I could do. I could come here and I could check my plate voltage. I could switch to plate, read the meter, and there's my plate voltage going to that tube. And that one I think is right about 165 volts or 170 volts. I could come over this way and I could check my grid voltage and see what my grid voltage is. In this case, this is negative voltages. Even though the meter swings that direction, it is actually a negative indication. In this case, I've got, let's see, I'm on the negative 20 volt range. So I'm on about negative 13 volts or so on the grid of that tube. And let's say we want to check our filament voltage. I could swing over to here, read the AC meter, and there is my filament voltage. And on the 4-volt scale, I'm reading, let's see, I'm reading approximately, where are we at here? Yeah, about 1.3 or so, 1.4 volts on my filament. And let's take it one step further. Say I want to read the current flowing in that respective tube. I could come here, and I could read in milliamps. We're on the 20 milliamp scale. So I'm drawing about 6 or 7 milliamps in that particular tube, in that particular stage. And what a cool device. Once again, I could kick myself for not utilizing one of these so many years ago. And because it sure makes checking voltages within a particular set a piece of cake, as one could see. And it's ease, simple, and rather doggone handy. Now, I still haven't gone through And I actually I have checked everything on here. The only fault I found on this was this current range here. The higher current range here is inoperable, but everything else on here, and this was just an eBay purchase this past week, but everything, the tube checker checks good, and all the ranges here check good, the gauges check good, and this was just a sweet, sweet, sweet find on eBay. So it's definitely something I'll be utilizing more in the future.
With a book like this, Dr. Candace.
Because it certainly makes things much, much easier. So anyway, hope you found it of interest. I know I did. And if you don't have a set analyzer, you may consider getting yourself one. It sure is handy. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all following and hope you found it of interest. Until next time.